Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. Today we are discussing the Haunted Star.
It was born the same year I was.
Yay! I want to know what month it came in.
Oh, that would be cool.
I know. It doesn't say. Does it say down here?
Declare that it came on my birthday. We can be the same age. That would be fun.
We're going to go with that. We'll go with that. I'll give it that to you. If there's no date, we're making up our own.
There you go.
But yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, Britt just had Bridgefest on the Haunted Star, and it has been kind of like a central location to a lot of storylines in the past. Thought we'd give a little history about it.
But it's funny that the history breaks it up, and you see stuff in 83, and then not again until 2000.
Yeah. But I guess we'll have to read down to what happened in 1983 to figure out what happened.
There we go.
So the Haunted Star is a yacht in Port Charles Harbor that was converted into a nightclub. They are also continually one of the sponsors of the annual Nurses Ball charity event.
Aww.
This kind of came about because somebody sent us a message asking, by the way, who's running the Haunted Star now? Because the last owner that I'm aware of was Lulu.
Yep.
And she's in a coma.
She is in a coma.
So I'm going to go with Laura maybe on her behalf, but then I feel like maybe the mayor may not be doing that.
See, I figured Matt.
Maybe. Guess we'll see.
Okay.
Do you want to take us down the early days?
Since it was born when I was. In 1980, the Haunted Star arrived in the Port Charles Harbor as the Cassadines cruise ship named the Titan. It was the yacht that originally brought brothers Tony and Victor Cassadine to town. Okay, I won't claim that as I'm sharing more. The Cassadines teamed up with Alexandria Quartermaine and managed to get their hands on the Ice Princess, the world's largest uncut diamond.
Which we have done an entire series on. So go find that in past episodes.
They then used the yacht to travel to their partner Mikos Cassadine, inviting several guests on board for the journey. As the Titan left Port Charles, Luke Spencer and Robert Scorpio snuck on board and were surprised when they found that Laura Baldwin had stowed away with them. The yacht brought them all to the Cassadine tropical private island, where Alexandra and Tony were killed in Mikos' ice chamber. Luke later used the chamber to kill Mikos himself.
Small correction there. Luke did not intentionally kill Mikos.
Nope.
He did try to actually save him and
he
stop it.
He couldn't figure it out.
He couldn't figure out the password.
Yep. That's what you get for being so smart, Mikos.
And I like how they say their partner Mikos and not their brother.
Right. He was just their partner in crime. Short of a year later, Mikos' widow, Helena Cassadine, decided to give the yacht as a wedding present to Luke and Laura, who renamed it the Haunted Star. Luke, Laura, and Robert all bunked on board and went into business opening a nightclub on the yacht. On its first grand opening night in 1982.
And we'll say that was my birthday in September.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yay!
The Star was host to a sports benefit attended by Port Charles' finest citizens.
A sports benefit?
Yeah. I double read that as I was reading it. Huh? When the Community Sports Center announced their closing due to money issues, Luke and Blackie Parrish arranged for Eddie Phillips to star in a charity performance hosted at the Haunted Star.
And that was Sammy Davis Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That's another topic that we can really do
fun.
A lot of. I think we've said that so many times before. But Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes. We get excited about things and then other things happen and we don't get to go back to it yet. So Luke later decided to put the yacht up for sale after Laura disappeared on the docks, having been kidnapped by the Cassadines. It was sold in 1983 after Luke was presumed dead in an avalanche. Could also do how many times Luke has died.
Yes, we could. And then, like Amanda said earlier, there was nothing until 2000, which is the year I graduated high school. That was my graduation present. In 2000, Helena travels with a kidnapped Lucky Spencer to dine on board the Haunted Star. This is when she had him under hypnosis and everything. Helena explained to Lucky how the yacht had belonged to Mikos and that she had gone to great lengths to secure it. Oh, and the Helena Cassadine that gifted it was Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
This Helena is Constance Towers.
Yes.
So she later sent a model of the ship to taunt Luke and Laura, who almost immediately recognized it as their old yacht. I feel like you might almost recognize
Right.
it. I mean,
hey, I owned that. That's mine.
Yeah. Managing to track down the boat, they arrived a few steps behind as Helena and Lucky were long gone. Luke and Laura have a short reminisce aboard the old yacht before Laura discovers a note that Lucky had left with directions to their next location.
He is so smart.
Yes. And then it talks about Luke's reacquirement of it. I guess I didn't realize in 2000 that was like it was coming back.
Right.
That it had been gone for.
Right. I didn't realize. I knew they had got it as a wedding present, but I just thought we never talked about it for all those years.
Like so many things. Like the Port Charles Grill never went away. We just didn't use it for a long time.
Yes.
That's kind of how I felt, what I thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because then for 3 years, we didn't
talk about it
at all. But in 2003, Jasper Jacks had won the old yacht for Sam McCall, which had now been called the Lucky Lady. When Luke discovered Sam now owned the Haunted Star, he teamed up with her to start a gambling casino there on December 26, 2003. Specifically that date.
Can't claim it as anybody else's then.
Nope. He used the casino rights he retained from closing his original casino, Luke's Place, in 1983. He used 20-year-old proceeds.
I think those are different.
He used the casino rights he retained. Oh, the rights.
Right.
So somehow he kept his license in place for 20 years? Because as according to the city charter, only one casino was allowed to operate. So he had retained those rights for 20 years and then transferred them from Luke's Place to the Haunted Star.
Yeah, that seems weird because whenever Luke was in cahoots with Sonny for the strip club, they should have had some gambling machines in there. They would have made more money.
That is a business model I am not familiar with.
Go ahead.
Guy Chandler Quartermaine became a partner as well, and Luke managed to dupe Sam out of her ownership of the boat. The cash to redecorate and open the casino came from money that Luke had found, but it belonged to Faith Roscoe. As a result, Faith too became a partner. How do you just find money and find out that it belongs to Faith?
I don't know. I wish I could find money, but at the same time, if I found a large sum of money, I would assume it belongs to someone that's going to track it down.
Maybe. But Faith became a partner, and Luke entered into a money laundering business with her. On its grand opening night, Luke abandoned both of the women while mobster Lorenzo Alcazar had the Haunted Star robbed. I'm sorry, that was such a good mob time.
Mm-hmm.
Faith was soon arrested for her money laundering and was furious to discover that Sky had given up Faith in exchange for immunity for herself and Luke. The Haunted Star had another grand reopening in 2006 where Luke had hired Coleman
I love Coleman.
to rob the yacht so that he could get his hands on some of the money that his wife Tracy Quartermaine had put on hold. Coleman in turn hired Diego Alcazar to help him with the scheme. During the heist, bad men were masked, but Lulu Spencer noticed Diego's flashy watch and set in motion a scheme of her own. She caught up with Diego before he could report back to Coleman and took the money minus Diego and Coleman's cut. The Star then had its third grand reopening in 2008 when Johnny Zaccara had partnered with Luke, giving him the money he needed to reopen the place. Since the Zaccaras are a mob organization, Alexis Davis, who was DA at the time, had the place shut down since it was likely that Johnny was using the casino to launder money from its illegal operations. A couple years later, Luke's son, Ethan Lovett, took residence on board the ship and worked as a bartender for a short time. And then Lulu became the owner. When Luke and Ethan left town in 2011, Luke's daughter Lulu asked her brother Nicholas Cassadine for money to buy the Star. Nicholas gave her all the money that she needed, and she bought the casino. In 2012, Johnny went into business with Lulu with plans to turn the yacht into a nightclub. Kind of like bringing it full circle.
Yeah.
Johnny also hired Star Manning to perform and record on the Haunted Star's reopening night. Since then, the nightclub has been host to numerous Port Charles events, including a Halloween bash and a New Year's Eve party. Johnny also had the engines of the Haunted Star repaired. Aw, that's nice. Because during that time, Cesar Faison, under guise of Duke Lavery, temporarily tended bar at the Haunted Star.
Oof, that would make me not want to go there.
But you thought it was Duke.
I know, but after you found out that it wasn't,
Yeah.
I would be like, not going there. Shady. In February 2013, Johnny gave his share of the club to Star Manning after he was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of his grandfather and Star's fiance and daughter. That's whenever the whole crossover from One Life to Live was going on. I'm surprised we're even allowed to read that. However, Star left town just a few months later, leaving Lulu as the sole owner. In March of 2013, the Haunted Star goes missing from the harbor. How does a boat go missing? Having been stolen by Helena.
Did you never watch Carmen Sandiego? She stole the Leaning
Carmen
Tower
Sandiego.
of Pisa.
I loved Carmen. They should bring that show back.
She
I loved
stole
Carmen
the Statue of
Sandiego.
Liberty.
That is true. Her and Helena must be in cahoots.
Exactly.
They can do amazing things.
I loved that show.
That was so good. She also arranges the kidnapping of Ethan Lovett, holding him hostage on board the yacht. When Nicholas Cassadine is shot and Lulu goes missing, Luke and Laura become convinced Helena is the prime suspect, and with the WSB's assistance, Luke, Laura, and Dante Falconeri successfully locate and board the yacht by helicopter. After rescuing Ethan in a brief shootout, Helena is killed once and for all by Luke. Almost 2 months later, the Star was towed back to Port Charles Harbor by the WSB.
That has to be a big towboat. Oh, that's a tugboat. Shut up.
Oh my. In May of 2013, with Lulu's permission, Franco Baldwin gathers the people that were closest to Jason Morgan together at the Haunted Star, announcing his seeking forgiveness from the citizens of Port Charles. In August 2014, the Haunted Star is host to Levi and Maxie Jones's non-wedding, when it was revealed that Levi only wanted the Aztec jewels and revenge for his father. Nathan West manages to stop the wedding. Levi quickly reacts by pulling a gun on Maxie and shooting Max Scorpio. He and his partner, Scribner, then kidnap Maxie and Lulu. In October 2014, Franco made the Haunted Star the venue for his Halloween wedding to Carly Benson.
Oh.
This was a ploy, as Franco never really planned to marry Carly. He then took the opportunity to expose her betrayal to both himself and her son, Michael Corinthos.
And we did an entire
one
about Carly and Franco.
That was so good. Like, he was such a jerk, but it was so good.
She was cheating on him with Sonny.
In January 2015, when Johnny is released from prison, it is revealed that he bought back his half of the Star. A few weeks later, Lulu hires Morgan Corinthos as the new bartender. In January 2015, Fluke...
Oh, I mean, it's February.
Oh, I should have... That's my birthday month. I should have been with that. In February 2015, Fluke recruits Lulu to hold a party for A.J. Quartermaine's memorial clinic on board the yacht. Before the party, Drew Kane, who was under the control of Helena, plants a bomb on the yacht. Drew is able to break through his mind control and manages to warn Sam about it. Sam contacts her brother, Lucas Jones, and warns him, while Michael overhears and finds the bomb. As time runs out, Michael quickly takes the bomb out on the deck when he runs into Sonny, who grabs it and jumps into the harbor just before it explodes. Dun, dun, dun.
Then in 2017, Lulu stated that she had hired someone to manage the Star and that it practically runs itself, meaning Lulu isn't needed as much. She got business tips from Nina. On New Year's Eve 2017, Carly manipulates Jason into meeting Sam on board the Haunted Star. Jason and Sam were later startled to find that Drew set the yacht's autopilot to leave the harbor at midnight, as he intended to be on board with Sam. In November 2018, the yacht is host to Jordan and Curtis Ashford's wedding reception. However, the celebration was cut short when the body of Kiki Jerome was found on board, having been murdered by Ryan Chamberlain.
That was so sad.
That was horrible. In July 2019, Franco and Elizabeth Baldwin hold their wedding. I'm going to say don't
get
use
married.
The Haunted Star as a wedding venue.
Mm-mm.
But Franco and Elizabeth had their wedding celebration aboard the Haunted Star. Later that night, Liesl Obrecht was thrown overboard by Brad Cooper. I forgot about that.
Yes.
That was so good.
Oh
Additionally,
my
Kim
gosh.
Nero. I hated this one.
Yes.
Additionally, Kim Nero tried to rape Drew but was stopped by Julian Jerome. In September 2019, after escaping from prison, Shiloh flees to the Haunted Star with wily Quartermaine Corinthos, whom he had kidnapped as he believed the boy to be his son. When Shiloh arrived at the Star, he encountered fellow stowaway Dev Searcy and quickly took the boy hostage after knocking him out. Sam soon came to look for Dev, and while she convinced Shiloh to let Dev and Wiley go, she was taken as a hostage as well and nearly raped. Shiloh set course for the open seas, then put the ship on autopilot before they could get far. Jason arrived and a struggle ensued. Before Shiloh could kill Jason, Sam shot Shiloh in the back with a flare gun and caused him to fall overboard, killing him.
Boom.
I still think that's one of my favorite
It was so good.
deaths.
So good.
And then on my birthday in 2019, Lulu gave Dustin a tour of the Haunted Star and they ended up sleeping together. In November 2020, Alex Devane showed up in Port Charles right after her twin sister Anna discovered that she is not Peter August's mother. Jealous of Anna, Alex attempted to kill her and Valentine Cassadine before meeting with her son Peter and his pregnant fiancée Maxie Jones. When Anna's fiancé Hamilton Finn attempted to stop her, Alex took Maxie hostage and stole the Haunted Star from the harbor. They need an anchor.
Yeah.
Like,
tie that baby up good.
not just one anchor. The ship was later found by Anna after Alex is wounded during a shootout and she throws herself into the ocean and is presumed dead. In January 2022, friends and family gather to say goodbye to Luke Spencer at his memorial service. This includes Laura kicking out an unwelcome Victor Cassadine, a surprise video from the long-dead rival Helena Cassadine wanting to get in the last word, which Laura turned off.
Which we still don't know. Watch it, okay? Just watch it and maybe we'll get some good information.
That was a storyline that, that's something that we could have, we forgot to put that in the 2022 recap, was the,
right. Find the flash drive and watch Helena's story.
Yes. And then Spencer Cassadine's interest in the cursed ice princess, which Laura politely refused as a gift from Tracy. The dramatic appearance of Luke's fangirl mobster, Jennifer Smith, and the scattering of Luke's ashes, which blew onto shore onto Pier 54 and choked Scott Baldwin, making it the final time that Luke got one over on his oft-romantic rival.
That was great.
In February 2022, Sonny used the Star to host a romantic night for he and his wife, Carly Corinthos. Unfortunately, Sonny is led to believe that Carly is not coming, and instead Nina Reeves arrives. Sonny and Nina then give into passion and jump into bed.
I'm sorry. Nina Reeves manipulates him and shows up and takes advantage of him because he still didn't know who he was exactly and what was going on.
Just as Carly arrived and walked in. Sonny and Carly then divorce once again. In July, Max Scorpio hosts an open mic night at the Haunted Star. And Epiphany Johnson and Harrison Chase sing songs.
Oh, that's nice that they put it into this year.
Mm-hmm.
In January 2023, family and friends of Britt Westbourne went to celebrate her life before she leaves Port Charles. Then, after her attack from the hook killer, she arrives back and decides to tell her mother, Liesl Obrecht, that she decided to stay in town, not before she collapsed after receiving a cut on her chest from the poison hook.
And so it is a yacht and nightclub. Its nicknames are the Star, the Haunted Ship, the Lucky Lady, and the Titan. Current owner is Johnny Zakara. Is that correct?
No way!
Because Lulu's not on here, so I think that the current is still Lulu.
Yes.
And then it says Johnny Zakara, Luke and Laura, Sam, Luke, Sky, Faith, Star, and the Cassadine family. Its address is 1227 Dock Street, slip number 1 in Port Charles, New York.
Oh, that's fun.
And then there are some comments actually at the bottom. I haven't really noticed comments. And it says, why is it called the Haunted Star? And I don't know.
I don't know that either.
Oh, and that was on General Hospital Fandom. Would you like to read what Lucy has to say about
Lucy,
the Haunted Star in the Travel Guide to Port Charles?
This is another reason that we need Lucy back, is because how can we get all these informative books if she is gone? The Haunted Star nightclub. From the Asian Quarter, stroll west along the waterfront and you'll soon hit 100 Commodore Way. Walk down Pier 23 to berth number 2, and you'll find yourself gazing up at a mammoth luxury yacht. It's the Haunted Star. Ask for the owner, Lulu. Yep, I'm captain of that lucky lady, though at times I wish I wasn't. Before the Haunted Star was mine, it was my parents', and before it was theirs, it was owned by their greatest enemies, the Cassadines. Given its roots, it makes a twisted kind of sense that the Haunted Star would serve as the backdrop for yet another revelation about my family. It was there that my brother from another mother came into our lives. Ethan Lovett was a bartender at the Haunted Star during my father's third attempt to make a business of it. Mixology wasn't his calling, though. Ethan was a con artist who sought out Luke in the hopes of honing his craft by an apprenticeship with a master. It was Helena Cassadine who first observed the similarities between Dad and Ethan. Speculating that they were father and son, Dad started seeing it too. I'm sure it also helped that Dad crossed paths with Ethan at a time when he and my brother Lucky had hit one of their rough patches. His antenna for substitute sons was on overdrive. After much back and forth about whether Ethan was Holly's son by Robert Scorpio or Dad's, she came clean on the boat, no less. Fitting that Dad would learn about his secret kid in a casino, since so many of his life decisions have been based on rolls of the dice. Ethan eventually took his adventure on the road, but not before bonding with the extended Spencer clan. I keep a drink on the Haunted Star menu in his honor. The Aussie Stowaway. Now let's move on to our next subject.
What's in there?
All the while keeping things in the family.
We need the drink.
We need the drink.
What's in the footnotes?
That wasn't really about the Haunted Star. That was Lulu just telling you about she owns a nightclub.
Oh, so it says the Cassadine family yacht was originally named the Titan. Luke and Laura rechristened it the Haunted Star after receiving it as a wedding gift. The spoils of war, Luke calls it. And then there's one other thing that says the Haunted Star no longer operates as a casino. It is open for dinner and drinks nightly, rents out rooms, and can also be chartered.
Oh, all right.
This was fun.
Not going to try to get married there because it seems like all the weddings there end in bad luck.
Yeah, don't get married, but go have a drink or two. Get what was the Australian stowaway?
Yes.
We need to figure out what that is.
I'm telling you, we need recipes.
We do. We need at least like how Brad gave us the rundown of what the britch was.
Yes.
And I just blended stuff together.
Right.
Yes. We do have to come up with that cookbook in our spare time, So.
I know. It would be a bestseller.
It would be. But I feel like that was short, sweet, to the point, but it also had a lot of really good information that we didn't.
No, it makes sense why we had not heard of it until the 2000s, other than knowing it was a present for Luke and Laura.
Yes.
So.
Well, I guess join us on Monday as we talk about this week's shows.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.